Okay, coming home from the gym again, more appropriately dressed. As this is appropriate because I thought I should wear what Steve Rogers was wearing the last time we saw him. And I said Steve Rogers. We're going to come back to that. Now, we can do this on the walk home because there's just not much there. Now that my geek has subsided, let's go through it. We see the X-Men Mansion, Professor X, Magneto. We've already seen that in the other teasers. You know, there's explosions. We see, but what got the geek going was the Gambit Shang-Chi fight. Get that, and of course we got that lovely Mystique Yelena fight, which she turns into Yelena. That's great. We love that. Then we've got Black Panther and Namor again, because you know they have beef going back. I love Namor's new outfit. See him flying at one point in the desert. See Fantastic Four. What else? The Thunderbolts are in there. They're in the background around. We get to see Captain America, Sam Wilson, and then we get all this being narrated by Thor. We see Doom, presumably, obviously Robert Downey Jr., and an encounter between Doom and Thor, where Thor just doesn't measure up. Very Doom, very comics accurate that Doom would have something to counter. And he's giving them a speech about how the fight they're facing now scares him more than anything he's ever had before. And this includes things he fought that killed his friends. I assume he means Hela, killing all of his friends who we never really saw him mourn, which I was always disappointed with that part of Ragnarok. And he says, we're going to need a miracle. Cut to that last scene. You see Steve Rogers. And Thor presents Mjolnir to test him, and it goes to his hand, so we know it's really him. And notice I said Steve Rogers before. And in the poster art, it's Steve Rogers holding Mjolnir, not Captain America. Even in the teaser trailer, it said Steve Rogers will return. Didn't say Captain America. He just may be Steve Rogers throughout the entirety of this instead of Captain America. Would be interesting. I'm not mad at it. But yeah, it feels a little empty, of course. We don't see everyone. We know Nightcrawler's in this. He's not seen. There's no Doctor Strange. There's no Captain Marvel. There's no Hawkeye. So yeah, it feels a little empty. This is probably all they had ready. And there's another poster in here. I forget his name, but he was going on about how the look of it is getting tiresome because it's all green screen. And I get that. But at the same time, he also points out that you're not going to have all these actors on the same time. And I'm thinking, you have to do it by green screen because you're not going to get 30 different actors. Everybody's got a job they got to go to. But yeah, the look is getting a bit tired. Now, one of the reasons this might be is because the script's just not finished. Alan Cummings talked about he didn't, know he was talking to, he was doing just green screen, he knew what's going on. And I'm going to go with the script isn't finished, but this is not new to Marvel. Just remember, Iron Man, Jeff Bridges will tell you, they improv that. Jeff Bridges has said many times, they just kind of improv most of that. So, and that's still one of Marvel's best, still in my Marvel top 5. They got it so right that first time. And so yeah, that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to fail or be bad. Again, I think Endgame was probably written out, and that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I don't like it. Just that final battle is what saves it. And unlike most, I was never upset with the choice that Captain America makes at the end of the game, beyond the fact that he's in a timeline where there's already a Cap in the ice and he's just kind of taking this man's life. They have to deal with that. But yeah, a lot of people say that didn't fit his character. What you don't know about his character could fill an encyclopedia. A great deal of the early part of Captain America comics was his feeling of loneliness and being a man out of time. There's a family in front of me. I kept walking into them because they're going slow. Tourists. Yeah, so much of the early Cap, always in the 70s, and I don't think it really was up until the 80s, where melancholy, loneliness, guilt, so much a part of the character. So it's understandable that this Cap, who's only been out maybe 5 years, decided, no, I don't want to live like this anymore. I've done my part for Queen and Country. I've saved the universe, literally, or half of it. And yeah, I never had a problem with it, again, except that one little moral problem because of the way they decided to set up time travel. So yeah, the Cap, yeah, it's like someone said, well, I don't know why they make a big deal of Peggy Carter because she was in the comics. Well, in the comics, Sharon is Peggy's little sister who he started dating. And once he found out she was Peggy's little sister, it didn't stop him at all. So no, you don't want to go to the comics to say, do it like that, okay? But one of the big reasons we should not come to a lot of conclusions about what we're seeing is this. Oh yeah, remember that? Remember that amazing scene where they're running? There's a version of it, but that's nowhere to be seen in Infinity War. So yeah, don't put too much trust in what you're seeing in these teaser trailers, because it could be like that. And don't even get me started on Rogue One. None of that, which would have been a much better film, was in that final movie. So yeah, take all you see with a grain of salt. There's almost nothing in it. Major characters aren't there that will probably be there. And honestly, Kevin Feige was also just talking about not getting Blade started. He felt really horrible about it. If you're going to get Blade started, this is where you do it. I'm sorry, this is where you do it. This is where you bring Blade in this movie right here. It ain't that hard. Don't overthink it, dude. But yeah, still, just seeing Captain America, I'm sorry, Steve Rogers again, made me smile. And him getting Mjolnir, yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
A miracle. Hey, pal. It's not possible.